Good morning. Thank you for clicking on another video. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. This video is really not going to be a vlog. It's going to be basically I'm just going to show you guys my full skin routine for the fall. Okay? Because for the fall / winter, you don't need to be dry. You don't need to be cracky. Okay? So eventually when I get up, because I'm not getting up right now, when I get up, we are going to do a full fall skincare routine. And when I say full, I mean I'm going to shave my face and all because I'm actually going out today. I'm actually going out today. So the routine I'm about to show you guys later is going to be the full, real routine of how I prep my face before I put it on, okay? Before I go out, okay? So stay tuned. I'm gonna go ahead and watch another episode or two of Beauty in the Black, and I'll meet you guys in the bathroom. How that sound? And when you see this video, it's gonna already be my birthday. So go ahead and tell me happy birthday. Your girl's gonna be 32, huh? 32. So go ahead and write happy birthday, or you can just text me happy birthday. See you later. All right, y'all, now that we are finally up and in the bathroom, the first thing first of our fall routine is we're gonna brush our teeth. And if you're gonna be extra like me, you're gonna mouthwash first and then brush your teeth. By the way, they have this in Dollar Tree. All right, now that she's all clean, let's get to the face. A potato baddie. A potato baddie. A potato baddie. I can't even say those two words that fast. But let's make sure our wig don't get wet. I might add some curls to it, but I don't know. Okay. All right, so let's get this hair off the face. What I like to do is wash it with this first. Let's wet our hands. Let's wet our face. My eye been running. My eyebrows are already done. My brow lady hooked up my forehead, so I don't think I have to touch my forehead. All right, let's clean this face up from a man to a woman. Since I'm going out today, I'm gonna do my makeup. But lately, my lives on YouTube been booming, so I'm gonna just do my makeup on live and not with y'all. Even though I love you guys. Since it don't look like I'm gonna make it to my 1K before my birthday, I'm at least trying to get to 950. And right now, I'm at 935. So I just need a little 20 more. So I'm hoping a good makeup session will I don't get hair on my lips, but I still go over them because I like to feel like I'm taking one layer of skin off. So that's the reason why I go over my lips. Now that I'm about to be 32, well, by the time you guys see this, I will be 32 already. I can actually go over a few things I've learned in my late 20s and early 30s. If you see I'm keep going over the same spot, it's because I hate when I do my makeup and it shows that I missed the spot. So I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss a spot. But yeah, some of the things I've learned in my late 20s, early 30s is you have to have patience. Like, you will win in every situation if you just have patience. You know what I mean? And in the last year, I can honestly say my patience has went from 20 to 120. And if you struggle with having patience, I would tell you to pray about it. A lot of people don't realize that you don't only have to ask for material things when you're praying. You can ask for Him to open up your mindset, help you understand what's happening. You know what I mean? And the number one thing I've been praying for, I wouldn't even say in the last 2 years, in the last year, is patience. Patience been the number one thing I've been praying for. If I don't ask for anything when I wake up in the morning, what I'm asking for is for some patience. Because people are going to try you every day. Your kids, your coworkers, your man, everybody around you is going to try you. So if you have patience, you won't let things mess up your day. But yeah, that's one of the things I've learned over the years is that patience is a huge win. When your patient level is on 120 like mine. Well, I feel like mine can go a little higher, but it's higher than it used to be. But when you start realizing that your patience level have increased, you're gonna feel so proud of yourself. The little stuff that used to cause you to yell and scream and holler, all you're doing is taking a deep breath, and you're answering in a nice, sweet voice with a little smile at the end. Yo, it will win every time, especially at work. There's times at work that I'm highly annoyed. And I swear that is when I am the nicest. I mean, that's when my voice is the softest, okay? Is when I'm super annoyed. Why? Because I've been praying for patience. And the way I've been receiving it is by breathing in, breathing out, and softening my voice. That lets me know I've gained control of my own self. I'm not going to let you cause me to crash out or lose control of myself. Okay? I'm not going to let nobody get the benefit of making me crash out or go crazy or even have an attitude. Because you know, as a female, once you have an attitude, you're probably going to have an attitude for a couple more hours or the rest of the day. Either or. But I've learned patience. Patience will have you breathe in, breathe out, and then you talk with your sweetest voice. That would let you have a good day. Okay? That would absolutely let you have a good day. You won't end up crashing out. You won't have an attitude for the rest of the day. And let them win. So, yeah. Another thing I've learned over the last, I'm just going to touch it up just a little bit. Like I said, I don't like when I do my makeup and I realize there's missing parts. Another thing I've learned is that you're always going to get your way. Matter of fact, in life, I don't know. I just feel like for the last couple of years, I've been praying a lot. And I started to realize you actually do get what you want. Like everything that you put in a prayer, you actually do get what you want. It's just that you may not get it the time that you want it. But if you think about it down the line, you actually did get what you want. It's just that you're so focused on what you want tomorrow that you haven't even realized that yesterday's prayer was answered. If y'all get what I'm saying. Like, if you take a breather and think about all the things you ever prayed for and count the amount of things that you've gotten, that's what you should be focusing on. Focusing on what you already gotten in life and what you already prayed for and already he already answered for you. Because a lot of times with us is that we will pray for X, Y, and Z, get X, Y, and Z, and don't even realize that we have X, Y, and Z because we already prayed for A, B, and C. You get what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to preach to y'all, but I'm just saying your girl been prayed up, okay? Besides praying for your family, praying for money, praying for a bigger house, there's other things you should be praying for. And that's what I've been doing for the last couple of years. I've been praying for patience. I already told you that that's the number one thing I pray for every day is patience. Another thing I've been praying for is my mindset. Open my mindset to understand more things, okay? To understand other people's point of view, to understand things that's going on that's not in my circle, okay? Because a lot of times, if you only understand yourself and only understand what's going on around you, when you hear an outsider, you're already looking down on them, you're already judging them. But you have to like set back and actually pray for understanding, because if you don't understand, how would you understand? Like, that's not, like, it's not common sense to understand people. It's really not common sense. So that's something you have to like teach yourself to. Just because you may not understand them does not mean they're wrong. I don't know. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Like just because you don't understand their point of view do not mean their point of view is wrong. I don't know, but that's one of those things. Like I'm just praying to understand things, because a lot of times in a relationship, you guys are coming from two different worlds. So if you don't have the patience to even try to understand the type of world your partner came from, then you guys are always going to bump heads. So that's what I mean by praying for understanding or opening up my brain cells or my mindset to understand more things, because a lot of times you only understand the world you grew up in. You don't understand the world a classmate is living in or grew up in, or your husband or wife. You don't understand their world because the only world you know is the one you grew up in. But when you pray for patience and more understanding, you start to understand like the grass is not always greener on the other side. And just because you grew up this way does not mean the next person way of life is wrong. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, stop judging people. Um, See, I'm talking too much, but yeah, let's get into the next step. Now I'm gonna go on with this. Now that my face is all clean, I'm gonna go on with this. And that leads into another thing that I've learned in the last couple of years. Well, I won't say learned, I always knew, but I've gotten better at it, is being grateful. And that's one of the things I'm always teaching Daniel right now. Like, I'm always teaching him, just be grateful. Just be grateful. Because a lot of times, his mind is already on the next thing. He doesn't even realize some of the things that he already had. So sometimes he may tell me about things that people may say or said to him that might have hurt his feelings or made him mad or made him crash out and got him in trouble. So what I'm trying to teach him now is that, like, people forever, for the rest of your life, is going to say mean things.
People are going to hurt your feelings. People are going to test you so you can crash out. So what you have to do is have patience and be grateful for what you have. If somebody's teasing you about something, 9 times out of 10, they don't have everything you have in your list. They don't have everything you have in your book bag. They don't have everything you have at home. Okay? Like, just be grateful. Don't let what somebody else is saying to you piss you off where you act up and now your whole day is ruined because now you're in trouble. You get what I'm saying? Like, be grateful for what you have. Somebody may be making fun of your haircut, okay? But then you have to be grateful that your parents can't even get you a haircut. Be grateful that you can go to school with clean clothes every day. You have to be grateful that you have parents that will help you with your homework. You have to be grateful that you can go home and have dinner on the table for you and a snack. Okay? There's kids that's going home that don't have dinner on the table. There's kids that's going home that can't afford to have a snack. There's kids that's going home and coming back and wearing the same clothes for the last 2, 3 years. You get what I'm saying? Like, be grateful for what you have. Don't focus on the things that people are pointing their fingers at you and making you feel less than because you don't have it. Okay? Because 9 times out of 10, they point their fingers at you because you already have all your ducks in a row. Okay? They making fun of you because you can do your math. They making fun of you because when you read out loud, you can read. Okay? People that make fun of you, people that point out things or your flaws and stuff, it's because they not doing too well. They're not doing too well maybe at home. They're not doing too well maybe in their head. They want what you're wearing. They want what you got. They want the love and the support that you have at home. So, like, that's what I mean by grateful. Like, just be grateful for what you have. Because if you focus on all the things you don't have because the next person is pointing it out to you will never be happy. And that's one of the things I've been teaching Daniel. Like, Daniel, every time he tells me about somebody this, somebody that, and I be telling him, like, that person is not going to stop you from having breakfast, lunch, and dinner when you're at home. That person is not going to stop you from getting Christmas gifts under your tree. That person is not washing your clothes. Okay? That person is not, like, I'm just trying to explain, and I'm not trying to teach him to be materialistic because I'm not materialistic. But what I'm trying to teach him is that mean people deep down are hurt people. Okay? Like, if you just being mean to me and saying rude, racist, and nasty things to me, that person's hurt. Okay? So don't let a hurt person get you in trouble or get you to crash out or get you to throw hands because that's what they want. They want you to lose. They want you to lose. You coming to school with clean clothes. You coming to school with lunch and snacks in your lunchbox. Okay, you coming to school, you're not afraid to raise your hand to read out loud. You coming to school with your homework done. Okay? They're gonna find something to pick on you because other than that, other than the things I just picked, just thing, they have nothing to say. So now what they're gonna do? They're gonna look at your appearance. They're gonna look at your face. They're gonna look at your hair. They're gonna try to find little things to make it a big thing when really they just want to be you. Or they may not just they may not want to be you, okay? Because they kids, they don't want to be you. But they may want what you have. You come to school happy, you come to school smiling. These kids come to school, they probably not happy. They're probably not smiling. They probably who knows what's going on in their household. Okay. So don't let other people, and that's the same for me at work. Like, I don't know what the next person at work is going through when they leave work. So why would I let them get me to crash out? Why would I let them ruin my day? Why would I let them make me feel little? Why would I let them make me feel less than? You know what I mean? So, like, yo, I'm telling you, like, 30, being 30 is different. And I've been wanting to be 30 for so long, it's crazy. How many years I've been telling people I was 30 when I was really only 25, when I was really only 27, when I was really only 28. But when I was 29, I couldn't wait to be 30. And you know what's crazy? Is that on my 30th birthday, right after my 30th birthday, is when I lost my car. It's when my car caught on fire. And I had to grab both of my kids and run out of a burning car. That's what happened to me on my 30th birthday. Now, that stuck with me for a long time because it's like I waited 4 or 5 years for my 30th birthday. I waited so long to say I was 30 for this to happen to me. Like I was crying for days. And I wasn't crying because I lost my car. I was just crying at the fact that that really happened to me. I really had to pull my babies out of a burning car. The car was already on fire when me and my not three, me and my two kids was in the car. We was at a red light on a hill when the car caught on fire. Red light at a hill, meaning the car is not parked. So that's what's running through my head because I really had to buckle up and put the car, not buckle up, but I mean, I really had to unbuckle, put the car in park, and get two of my kids out of a car that's already in flames. The car was already in flames when I noticed I had to get out the car. In the middle of traffic, we wasn't next to no sidewalk. We was in the middle of the road. I had to tell how old was Danny? If I made 32, he was 2 years ago. That means I had to tell my 6, 7 year old to get out the car and run to the sidewalk and pray that a car didn't hit him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if that don't give you patience, grace, like, I think since that I've been praying more often because it's like, how, like, God, I've been wanting to be 30 all my life. And this is how you brought my 30th birthday in with me. Like that's what you did. And I'm not saying that's what he did, but that was him showing me like you need to open up your eyes, okay? There's other things to worry about. You need to learn how to be grateful. You need to learn how to pay attention. You need to learn how to start praying to me again. Okay? Cuz let me tell you something. I probably was not praying to him as often as I was before that car fire. But like when I think about it, and it always brings like tears to me because it's like I was driving on the phone with my husband, and at a red light, the front hood of my car blew up in flames. At the time, my son was sitting in the front seat with me. I had just told him he could sit in the front seat. When I picked him up from school, I said, "You can sit in the front seat today." Sit in the front seat. He seen the flames go up. I had to tell him, "Daniel, get out the car and run." He ran to the sidewalk. Like, I had to unbuckle myself. First of all, put the car in park. Had I not put the car in park, when I got out the car to go around to my baby that was buckled up in the car seat, that car would have rolled off. And that's what I mean by being grateful because something like that happened and I didn't freeze. You know, I did not freeze. I unbuckled myself, I put that car in park, and I did what I had to do as a mother. Like, you got to get that baby out the car. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean by not being materialistic when I'm teaching him to be grateful, but it's like you have your own story. The person that's pointing the fingers at you did not go through what you went through. Okay. You have to understand what you have. They may not have that. Be happy. You went through something with your mother that somebody else never went through. So now you are a bit smarter. Okay. You understand the mindset of when this happened, run. Another kid might freeze and start crying and ball up in the corner. You know what I mean? Like everything that happens in your life is for you to learn, whether it's good or bad. You're gonna learn something from it. And I'm just grateful that my oldest son was old enough to actually unbuckle and run out that damn car as fast as he can and get to the sidewalk and not come back to the car to help me. Like I know a lot of people will want their kids to help them, but I was just so grateful that my oldest son knew how to follow. And let me tell you something, my oldest son is so hard headed. He is so hard headed, you wouldn't believe it. All my kids is actually hard. But the fact that I can tell that boy to get out the car and run to the sidewalk and he stayed there and didn't think, okay, let me go back, let me he stood right at the curve. So like of course he was scared, but he knew, let me listen to my mom and stay right here, okay? While I try to get Nate out his car seat and stuff like that. So it's like Even after that, he asked me, "Oh, I feel like I should have." I said, "No, you actually did the right thing." I always had to constantly tell him that no, you did the right thing on that day. You did the exact thing that I needed you to do was pay attention, run, and wait. Because who knew what had happened after, okay? At least I knew you was on the sidewalk, okay? But like, child, where am I going with this? I'm supposed to be doing my face. I don't know. I'm just trying to tell y'all what I've learned since I've been 30, okay? And I'm telling you, I am not the same person that I was when I was 20. Obviously not, because I have 3 kids now. But I mean, just because you have kids doesn't mean you change. There's people who have kids who stay the same. I feel like I matured up more. I feel like I understand more. I feel like I said, I have more patience. I feel like I have more wisdom enough to coach my son into not crashing out, coach my son into using his brain, coach my son into teaching him, like, if you don't know how to control yourself, every little person is going to make you lose control. And I know for those who's watching this who knows me, knows I used to crash out when I was younger. Okay. Okay. But it takes one to know one. Okay. So I know how I used to be in school. I know I used to be in the principal office. I know in fourth and fifth grade, no, fifth and sixth grade, I was getting suspended. I was in house suspension. I was getting expelled. Okay. I know that. I know in high school, I had to go to private school because my middle school had put me on a list where I couldn't go to I couldn't go to regular school. I had to go to a detention school. I know I was that kid. I know I was that kid. And then I went to high school and still was fighting. I know it took me a long time to learn. It took me a long time. And then I didn't learn in high school. I was still crashing out on my baby daddy, running up on the to the apartment door, kicking the door down. I didn't learn. I didn't learn. But then when I finally learned is when I had my baby boy. Like, actually no. I was still crashing out after my first baby. Sorry. Okay, we're not gonna go there. But anywho, this is what I'm trying to tell you. It takes one to know one. So I'm trying to teach my son now. Like, you're a boy, okay? Things are a little bit harder. Matter of fact, you're a boy who's black, a black boy, okay? I need you to learn now. Learn how to control yourself. Do not let these people have you crashing out. Somebody should not be calling my phone about what you did because what somebody else said. Okay, I'm telling you, I did that. It doesn't get you nowhere. It gets you on the detention list where you can't pick your school. You can only go to these certain type of schools. Okay? I was there. That was me. But look at me now. Patient, smiling, happy. Like, I have no complaints right now. I'm living a happy life. And like, for my past to be the way it was, I could have been in jail. Okay? My future could have been me locked up. But I'm not. Okay? And I am grateful for that. Okay? I am grateful for my mother who seen the route her daughter was going. It was like, look, you're not going to those detention schools. I'm about to go have to pay some tuition for you to go to school, because if you go to schools with the kids that got nothing to lose, nah, you're gonna have to go ahead and go to the school where these kids got something to lose because their parents is paying tuition. Okay? And that's how I end up in a private school with paid tuition, because I couldn't go to another charter school. That's not funny. That's not funny. But I'm just saying, like, I went to charter school my whole life until high school because I couldn't go to another one. I showed my ass in the other one that they put me on the list that I couldn't go to those type of schools no more. So that's what am I giving a testimony? It seems like I keep giving a testimony. I'm trying to tell y'all what I learned in the last 3-4 years, and I keep giving a testimony and keep telling my business. All right, let me wash this off of my face. Even when I met my husband, I was still having crash out moments. So let me not say I stopped when I had my son, because I didn't. It was still in me. But this is why I'm trying to coach him into, you need to learn how to have patience. You need to learn how to have some self control, okay? Because somebody being able to say something to you and you crashing out, it's not cool at all. That means you have no self control. Because why can't they say that and you crash out? They control you? Like, does that person control you? Are you okay? I wasn't, but now I am. All right, now that I wash my face, we're gonna go on with our some serums. The first one we're gonna go in with, matter of fact, let's put some eye patches on. I am, like I did tell y'all, I'm going out today. Uh, 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 uh. So this face care has to be tea, because I am doing my makeup after this. So I'm gonna go in with my collagen hydrogel eye mask. I don't know if I have this on my Amazon storefront yet, but I will check and add it before I post this video. All right. Is there a piece of hair? Yes, there was a piece of hair in that. All right, let's go to the next one. What else did I learn in the last 2-3 years? Something else that I learned is you have to let people love you. I don't know why this one's giving me trouble, but you really have to let people love you. And I know as a black woman, I'm not speaking for all black women, but I know that as a black woman, that could be hard for us. Because so many different reasons why it may be hard for us. But I'm just saying, from one black woman to the next black woman, allow people to love you, okay? I know people that you felt like who love you, who was there for you, still turned out and hurt you and caused you to cry, gave you so many tears, hurt your feelings, made you the person that you are today, a cold-hearted person. But and I understand that. I understand that. But when you find that right person, allow them to love you. Okay? And just because they're not loving you in the way you're used to being loved does not mean that they don't love you. You know what I mean? You have to try to understand their way of loving. Their way of loving may be different from yours because the way they was raised. Okay? So you have to understand that just because they're not doing what you're used to does not mean they don't love you. And that was hard for me too. I had to learn that too. Because a lot of times we're thinking, oh, they only doing this for this. They only doing that for that. Oh, they just like the last person. They just doing that. Oh, I know. Sooner or later they're gonna switch up on you. And that's not the case for everybody. And I'm talking about new friendships and relationships and partners, life partners, you know? Like, it's okay to make a new friend at 30. You can make a new friend. I'm not telling you to go outside and look for a new friend, but if a good girl come around and y'all end up being friends, it's okay. It's okay to make a new friend. Just because your last friend broke your heart, told your business, put your business out on the social media, does not mean you can't make another friend. Okay? Life goes on. So that's another tip that I'm giving to you. What did I say? Oh no, that's another thing I've learned in my 30s too. Like, it's okay to let people love you. Let people do things for you. That was hard for me too. But look at me now. I've softened up. All right, while we let these collagen masks sit, we are going to start our face, the rest of our face. So I'm going to go in with niacinamide. What else wisdom do I have to give? As a soon to be 32-year-old. Yeah, I'm only 32, but I lived. I lived. Baby, I lived. I lived so much. There's things I would never speak on. And let me tell you something. My two best friends, that I have right now, still to this day, that I'm going to see later today, they lived right along with me. Child, if you don't got secrets with your best friends, then they're not your best friend. They just your friend. If you don't have things that you did with your friends where they ask you, like, did you ever tell? And you be like, nah. Do this person know that? Nah. And y'all all just laugh, then that's not your best friend. Let me tell y'all something. Back in the day, walking to your destination was a thing. There was no hopping in the cab, ordering the cab, ordering the Uber on your phone. Nah. Like, me and my best friends used to walk miles to a destination. Walk miles. These kids nowadays don't do that. They quick to text their mom and dad and be like, can you send me an Uber? And because we have it like that, we can do that. But when I was younger, we had to walk. There was times that me and my two best friends would be standing outside like this, dead ass waiting for a ride. And let me tell you something. A couple times we got in the car. Okay? A couple times we got in those cars. And look, I'm not telling you to go do that because this is a scary world now. Scary, scary, scary world. But look at us. We alive and well. Alive and well. And actually, every car that we got into, they turned out to be good people. Well, obviously they're good people because we still alive, but they turned out to be cool too. Like, you just picked up three 17-year-old girls and you cool? And you cool? Like, it could have been a rapist that picked us up. It could have been somebody that sell girls. But no, they were cool. Like, female and men, whenever they picked us up, they was mad cool. People not cool like that today. People are not cool like that today. Today, you gotta be scared. You gotta be scared of everybody. You have to be scared of everybody. Yo, what time is it? Because I gotta get ready. I gotta be out this house by like 2:30. Oh wait, matter of fact, maybe 3. Let me get some chapstick. Oh, excuse me. Y'all already know the OG. The OG. Somebody recently asked me on my live, why did I start doing YouTube? And that took me out of breath for a little while because before I was doing YouTube, I was already posting my life on Instagram and Facebook. Like, I always been a poster. I always been a showing people what I do during the day. Like, I always been that type of person. So I was just decided one day, you know what? I'm gonna make it into a long-term video, and that's how I ended up doing YouTube. And I actually enjoy it because I'm documenting my life. Like there's times where Daniel can go to a video from 2 years ago and get to see what vacation was like when it was just him and Nate, to see how life was back in the day, to remember the old apartment we were in when we all was crushed in one room, one bedroom, you know. So that's why I was explaining to my live was like, I'm actually enjoying putting my life out there and documenting it and having it somewhere where in a few years my kids can go back and look at it like, oh, you remember this? Remember when I had no teeth? Remember when we went on this vacation? Remember when this? Remember that? Remember that? Remember that? Like I'm actually enjoying that because I still take pictures. I still do albums. I still do all that. But now they actually have video form. Now, God forbid something happens to YouTube and there's no more YouTube. By the time my kids get older, then I don't know what to say. That's on them. But I did my job. Okay, I did my job. All right, this thingy said for how long? For 10 minutes. We're not doing that for 10 minutes. I think I just had it for 5 minutes. So we gonna go ahead and take it off because we have to moisturize our face. We gotta do all our little nips and dips before we start our makeup. All right, so let's put that collagen everywhere. All right, next we are going to go in with our, this is actually my favorite serum. This is the hydrating barrier for your skin. I feel like no matter what, I always use this. Even when I forget to use moisturizer after, I always put this on. Because I just feel like that is the real reason why my face is the way it is now. Like, I think it takes the texture out of my face. I mean, I think it took it out of my face. Like, texturized, like your face being all texturized. I don't know what else to say. I think that is the tea of my face being the way it is. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go in with some moisturizer. And lately, now that it's been a bit breezy outside, you know, it's fall and winter is right around the corner. I've been moisturizing with two things. I'm going with this, and then I layer on top with this one, just to make sure I don't have no dry spots throughout the day. Okay? Because the last thing you want to do is be that crusty girl in the fall and winter thinking you all cute because your clothes is tea, but your face is not. Well, not your face, your skin is not. Okay? So that's another hint for the fall. Layer up on your moisturizers. Layer up on your moisturizers because it's cold outside. Okay? It's cold outside. It's cool outside. Whichever way you want to use it, it's cool outside. So that breeze is going to dry your skin up. Okay? Moisturize that skin. And actually, you can still wear sunscreen in the wintertime. Don't let somebody tell you not to. I'm not doing it, but I'm just saying you can still do. All right, now that I did that, we are going to go on with our second to last step, and that is going to go on with another moisturizer. And this is my favorite moisturizer because this thing is thick to the bone. I only use a little bit because both of my moisturizers are good. All right, this is my full fall, winter, morning get ready with me. And when I want to be extra, and that's gonna be me today, extra, I like to go ahead and spray it with this mist, this dewy mist from Tatcha. I like that give you the extra oomph that you need to keep your face looking moisturized, keep it looking tea all day, even when it's cold outside. Okay, so this is going to be the end of the video. I don't know where I was going. I don't even know how many things I gave you guys that I learned over the years. I feel like I only did 3. Did I only give y'all 3? Damn, I could have did 10 at least. Damn, I could have did 10. I did all that talking and I only gave y'all 3 things that I've learned over the years. That means I ain't learned nothing. Did I even learn anything? I didn't learn nothing. I didn't learn anything, actually. Seems like. Anywho, this is going to be the end of the video because I'm going to go hop on live so I can do my makeup and get ready to go out. So, thanks for watching this video. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. And I need to come up with a name for my subscribers. I was thinking Joycelyn's or Joycelyn's or Joycelyn's or Joycelyn's. Joycelyn's or Joycelyn's. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a name that I can start calling my loyal subscribers, my Joycelyn's. I don't know. But yeah. If you guys have any ideas on what I should call my loyal subscribers, you can go ahead and comment down in the comment section. Like I said, if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. So yeah, I'm gonna go hop on live and do my makeup, and I might just hop back in to show you guys my finished look. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. This is gonna be the end of this vlog. If I have more storage, I'll try to vlog when I go out with my best friends today, but I don't know. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Toodles. This is the final look. It's supposed to be like this, but my boobs aren't that big, so we just gotta do what we got.